Hello, muy buenos dias, continuous liners. This is day 27. Day 27, Coffee Sketch 2023. I'm here live in the streets of Guanajuato, Mexico. Feliz Navidad y prospero año nuevo 2024. We're right on the heels of a new year, or are we on the heels of the old year? So today is Wednesday, December 27th, and we are the 27th day of the Coffee Sketch. That means we're winding down. We're almost there. We've got 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 5 more days, and then finito. Take a little break, have a cup of coffee. Don't feel compelled to draw it. I'm going to do some continuous line warm-ups here because that's the name of the game, ladies and gents. So it's a little chilly here. I think we're going to get the sun today, but yeah, it's been a little colder here in Guanajuato, and I've got people arriving for my holiday sketch Guanajuato. And you know, not often, but usually, normally, historically, when people come to Mexico, they just assume it's always warm, right? Oh, beaches and playas and margaritas and Margaritaville and mariachis, everything is hot and sunny and warm. No, in the interior of Mexico it gets cold, right? And there's no heat, so that's why we do things like live in our coats. Now, it has been a little bit more colder than usual, but I think that's going to warm up today. All right, if you're with me, Connie, hello, get your ballpoint pen, get your copy paper, and let's start making some lines. I'm going to do the diagonal ramen. What is the diagonal ramen, you say? It's literally a block, you know, those ramen bricks, right? I refer to a lot of ramen in my drawing exercises. And this is the diagonal ramen warm-up. Oh, gracias. Muchísimas. No necesito eso. Well, that's not bien. Yeah, gracias. Okay. So this is the diagonal ramen warm-up. It's a brick of ramen on the diagonal, right? And you just start building, you start following patterns from your brick of ramen. And it's okay if it gets wobbly and if you lose your patterning. It's really okay because it's not about drawing perfectly and it's not about lines not colliding. I believe that this sort of continuous line storytelling is very metaphorical to our lives, right? Like, it's sometimes not pretty and it's sometimes painful. Not that drawing is painful in the way that a lot of people are experiencing a lot of pain these days, right? There's a lot of pain and suffering. I mean, there always has been in the world, right? It's the nature of life, right? And so I believe that drawing, the continuous line drawing, is, yes, it's a drawing practice. Yes, it's a hobby for many. Yes, it's a career for some. Yes, it's a lifeline for some people, right? Like to just be able to take a few minutes out of your day to do a little drawing, right? Like, I mean, generally speaking, it's sort of been looked down upon, and I'll speak from my own experience. It was always like, oh, isn't that cute? You draw pretty cute little pictures, right? Like, oh, isn't that adorable? What is it that you really do? But yeah, those are cute little drawings, right? Like, so drawing historically has kind of been frowned upon or condescended to because many people don't think of it as like a real life skill, right? Well, I'm here to tell you it's an amazing life skill and it's a wonderful philosophy. All right, my coffee has arrived, so I'm going to have a little sippy sip. People are starting to come alive here in Guanajuato. Yeah, oh, I'm attached to the table here. So you can break your line for, what happened to me the other day? I had to break my line. I can't even remember, but you break your line for coffee. Muy buenos dias, muy buenos dias. Good morning, everyone, on this chilly Wednesday morning. It's probably chilly where you're at, too, right? Look at this adorable little spoon. I love it. I love it. I could probably draw that because I can't seem to draw regular spoons. So, yeah, continuous line is a way of life because you know what? It teaches you just keep moving, right? Like even if you don't like something or something bothers you, and I'm not saying avoidance is the key to everything, because there are some things, some music you have to face, right? But in this world of nonstop news cycles and perpetual bad news and news of wars and economic strife and economic uncertainty and the haves and the have-nots. That's a big thing too, because there's a lot of people out there living large, right? And then there's people who are economically hampered by what's going on, right? So there's a lot of, with the social media, there's a lot of reasons to feel bad, right? That's designed to make us feel bad, like we're missing out on life, right? But if you curate your own drawing habit, well, then you're not missing out on life, because you've got like the coolest lifestyle in the world. Honestly, for me, it's just really helped me to be able to just sort of like step away from the chaos of the world. There's a lot of chaos, right? There's a lot of noise. And, Facebook, the whole deal. So by taking a few minutes out of my day to draw, really helps me just to feel better about everything. Or I'm a little more grounded, and I'm a little bit more centered, and maybe I'm not so affected by that bad news. It's still bad news, but maybe as I am now centered after drawing, because I've taken time to check out of the chaos and check into my world and maybe draw that building or draw that Christmas tree or draw that cup of coffee, which, by the way, the coffee cups in the Coffee Sketch 2023 are incredible. I am loving all the coffee cups that I'm seeing and all the coffee stories, right? Because a lot of people are incorporating like who they're having coffee with or where they're having coffee at. I love it, right? Because it's a slice of life that, maybe you've got all sorts of chaos going on around you, but for that brief moment, you had a cup of coffee with your sister or your dog or your cat or your grandchild or your husband, right? Like just for a brief moment, you took a little time out of your day, not only to have a cup of coffee, but then to draw it. Honestly, I think it's so much cheaper than therapy. I'm not in therapy. I've had plenty of it myself, right? But it's a way to sort of like just feel maybe normal in the world, right? Normal. Oh, and skilled at the same time, because honestly, drawing your world is like the coolest thing in the world. And I personally think it's a wonderful hobby to just manage through the world, right? Have I said that enough? I say it a lot. I realize that. And I'm going to keep saying it because it's been that important to me, right? It's helped me just sort of like sort my way through, because I feel like after I draw, I can make better decisions, right? I'm kind of at a crossroads here with my workshop business. I don't think that the year ahead is a great time to be doing international Mexican workshop. I don't even want to say Mexican. I just think the world in general, it's like, I know there's people out there doing workshops, but international travel workshops. So I know it's not a complete bust, but I'm just not sure with all the, I'm trying to like look at it clearly and be rational. Am I making a rational decision by maybe not pursuing in-person workshops, or maybe just holding off for a while? I mean, I kind of feel like that's what I'm doing, and as I just continue with my drawing practice, I'm able to assess things a little bit more rationally, because I'm not so caught up in chaos, right? Like I can look at the news, look at Twitter and go, holy crap, there's war everywhere, and there's about to be more war, and my God, what's happening in the United States, all that, blah, 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 blah. But if I take time to just draw, I'm like, all right, this is something I love to do. This is a community I love to inspire. I love how people are just curating their own style and none of my workshops or classes are ever about let's draw like Meagan. Now, I know there's some people who would like to be able to do continuous line urban sketching, which I think is very cool. And that's what we're going to be practicing this week in the streets of Guanajuato with my holiday sketch Guanajuato that kicks off this afternoon. Almost everyone has arrived. Beiji arrived last night. Christine and Leslie have been here a couple days. Nancy and Carolyn arrived yesterday evening. Judy, Boston, and Karen are coming in today. So, and Ugo and I have been cooking and preparing. We're doing like a posada themed dinner tonight. So very festive Mexican holiday meal. I've got some good beef from the cañada, some cachetes, beef cheeks, right? So we're going to be eating like queens and sketching our way around town, right? Some may do the continuous line urban sketch, some may not. It's not a requirement to attend my workshop, but it might inspire you to go deeper in your drawing practice, right? Because that's what I'm doing. That's what it's all about to me. I like to go deeper in my drawing practice. And you know, I'm living here in Guanajuato, and I'm starting to get into the rhythm of it. And I'm enjoying it's a mysterious town, right? And so through my drawing it, observing things, I'm starting to see hidden secrets. What does that mean? I'm not even going to tell you, but just it's kind of what drawing is doing for me. It's just helping me to sort of see some things that maybe I wouldn't have noticed if I was marching around town going, oh, what am I doing living here, right? Feeling the angst of regret, which is subsiding, thankfully. And it's because I'm leaning into my art, right? When at this stage of my life, whenever the chaos is high, whenever the worry is deep and never ending, I lean into my drawing. I lean into my drawing because honestly, I don't know what else to do. And I don't have a therapist anymore. I don't even have a dog to talk to, which, believe me, that's a huge missing piece in my life, not having a dog to talk to. But, you know, I'm thinking rationally about it. Now is not the right time to get a dog. I'm just aware of that hole in my heart of not having a dog to, like, you know, just start my day with, take a walk with. I'll get there. I'll bring the dog back in, but not right now. The dog. There is a dog out there waiting for me. I know that. Yep. So in the meantime, I'll lean into my drawing. I'll lean into my classes. I'll lean into I have this workshop this week, and then I have Oaxaca in February. And I have Semana Santa workshop, but then after that, I'm going to hit the road and do workshops in California and elsewhere. If you would like a workshop, please DM me. If you'd like a workshop in your local town or township or village, because I know so many of you are living in a village and listening to me right now. Anyways, I'm getting into this diagonal ramen brick because it's a really nice rhythm. It's got rhythm. Oh, speaking of rhythm, let me have a sip of my coffee. Here comes the sun. Hallelujah. Here comes the sun. It's been very cold and cloudy. Delicious latte. Even look at this cup. It's kind of a boring cup. But boring cups are fun to draw too. And it doesn't mean just because this cup is boring that you have to keep it boring, right? Like you can put your dog on it. Or yourself, right? I've been drawing myself for the month. And honestly, like some people think it's whatever. I know that some people have judgment about drawing selfies, and I'm not paying attention to that. Because honestly, it's one of the best exercises to draw yourself, because there's all this emotional like, oh my God, you made yourself so fat, or oh my God, you made yourself too thin, or oh my God, you made yourself too young. Like the one I did last night, I drew it in bed, and I made myself look really old. But you know what? Some days I do look very old, and some days I look thin, and some days I look fat, right? Like that is all me. It's all me. And so I will continue my selfie, my coffee selfie, and I'll continue selfies long after this Coffee Sketch 2023, because drawing selfies is a great way to learn the mathematics. Here, let me tell you what I'm talking about. Mathematics is like the distance between here and here and here and here. That is the makeup of my face, and that is my personality, right? So when I'm drawing myself in continuous line, if I can get the space between my eye and my nose and my mouth, you know, there's more to it than that. I'm just saying as a small example. If I can get the spatialness between eyebrow, eye puffs, nose, what's this thing called besides old age? And then all the wrinkles and everything, also old age. If I can get this in the width of my face, the girth of my face, sometimes I make it too thin, but then I have this thing coming through. So you know what? That cuts my face in half, right? So it's all mathematics. Everything is sacred geometry, right? So if you get them, and look at my head, what I'm realizing, my forehead is much bigger than what I'd been drawing it, I think, like this. But no, I have this big wrinkly noggin, and I always get some wrinkle lines in it because I have the worries. I have the worry lines, right? So I always have, especially because I put my hair up like this, I see much more of my forehead, and it's much bigger than what I had thought, right? So the lessons of drawing oneself, right? I'm getting some jowls here. I need to do the facial yoga or something, right? Anyway, so I'm going to put my glasses on. This is just way too much information to have my wrinkly eyes out in the sunlight. Anyway, so drawing oneself is like a great exercise in mathematics, right? Composition, perspective. You know, I don't like to draw teeth. I don't like to draw too many wrinkles, but I have to draw some wrinkles because I like to, you know, I like to say, not say my age, but I like to denote the fact that there are wrinkles, right? How old am I? I just turned 58, right? So there are wrinkles, and you know what? In 5 years, there's going to be way more wrinkles, right? So I'm going to honor the face that I have today and draw some wrinkles, but hopefully not too many, because in 5 years, I'm going to have way more. So I have to leave room for the wrinkles that are coming. Leaving room, holding space for wrinkles, right? That's kind of, I mean, what do they say? It's quite a privilege to grow old. It is, right? Like, it may be a little hard to look at ourselves as we get older, right? I think no one is free of that. I mean, there's people like Demi Moore. They're just doing extreme plastic surgery to try to avoid the fact that they're getting older. But you know, there's no denying age, right? Like, even when you see facelifts, people's heads get bigger. And a big head is a sign of aging, right? So I think, you know, we can all run, but we can't hide from growing older, right? So why not, like, go easy on it. Go easy on yourself and go easy on others, right? Because, I mean, even just, I feel like with the past few years of pandemic stuff, I think every single one of us, I think it has aged us all pretty rapidly, right? Now, was that going to happen anyways? Yeah, probably. But did it kind of like ba-boom? Maybe. I mean, I see it myself for sure, right? And in a few years, I'm going to be even older, and so are you. So why not, like, love the mug you have right now? And I'm not saying draw, like anyone has to draw themselves. I'm just advocating at what a powerful lesson it is, right? A lesson of self-acceptance and maybe like looking at yourself, right? Maybe some people don't. Maybe you don't look at yourself, right? So it's, why not? Why not look at yourself? That's what I'm trying to say. So this diagonal ramen takes a little bit longer because it's, why does it take longer? Because it's wavy? I don't know. That doesn't really make sense. But yeah, I'm going to finish this up here because I've got my Zoom drawing class before my workshop starts. So I'm going to meet the crew online in Zoom, and then I'm going to jump into my in-person workshop. So I'm going to finish big with a heart to remember to go easy on myself and easy on others. These are very challenging times for everyone. I mean, I think no matter what, even the people we don't like, it's challenging. My God, that bus is so loud. They have loud buses. I suppose buses are loud everywhere, but it just seems to want though. It's hard to get, my earring is caught. It's hard to get away from them. Oops, and now I dropped that. I do this so it blocks out the noise a little bit so I can hear myself better, because I want to hear myself better. All right, go easy on yourself, go easy on others. Go easy on yourself, go easy on others. The holiday sketch, Guanajuato with Meagan Burns, starts today. The continuous line Zoom class starts in about an hour or so, and I'm going to continue on in January. So those of you that want to like have a drawing practice online, it's January, right? If you're cold and you don't want to go out and urban sketch, spend a month with me drawing things, continuous line, and doing drawing practices that will help enriching your drawing practice, right? Because I think it's a great thing to do in January, especially if you're in a cold climate and are not going to be out getting out sketching as much. All right, so here's the ramen block with a heart to finish big with a heart. Yay! Finish big. Go easy on yourself. Go easy on others. Oh, here comes the music now. So, yeah, loud holiday music. They just cranked it up, so this is a perfect time to sign off. Have a wonderful Wednesday. Feliz Año Prospero. Happy New Year. Merry Christmas. Happy holidays. Keep telling your stories with coffee, with your noggin, with your people, with your heart, with your world, right? Because it's all cool. No apology, no excuse. Just draw. You'll feel better, I promise. Okay, have a great day. Bye.